Hello everyone, welcome back. We're going back to our game review videos. Looking back at the games that happened over on Sunday and Monday. Looking ahead to the games that are happening on Tuesday and Wednesday. Looking ahead at the landscape of the standings as of right now. We'll get to all of that coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the Nintendo Talking channel. Before we go into this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to without you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. And don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section below so I'll discuss today's video. And thanks for all of your support throughout my live deadline video. So thanks for all of that. We're going back to another game review here today. So we haven't done this over the past couple of weeks as we focused on trade deadline. But with the trade deadline now passed, we're going to go back to doing a game review video every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So we're going to start today's video off by assessing the 5 games that happened over on Sunday and the 4 games that happened over on Monday. So let's start here. So first, the Edmonton Oilers would start out on Sunday by getting out to an early lead and never looked back, beating the Pittsburgh Penguins 4-0 as the Oilers have won 6 of 8 and produced 39-21-3, dropping the Penguins who have now lost 6 of 7 to 28-27-8. For the Oilers, McDavid had 3 points, the goal and 2 assists. Nurse scored twice, Ekholm had a goal and assist, and Pickard stopped all 41 shots he faced in the shutout and win for the Oilers. So a very good win there for Edmonton over Pittsburgh. We then saw the Minnesota Wild pull an extremely gutsy win over the Nashville Predators, 4-3 in overtime. Now here's an interesting thing. They pulled their goalie in overtime and were able to get a goal, but had they pulled their goalie and given up the OT winner, they would have actually forfeited their extra point in overtime. That's a rule I didn't even know existed. So it's quite surprising that rule existed, but the Wild could have lost their extra point had the Predators score the empty net. Instead, they do wind up getting it. So that's a huge point there for Minnesota as they're able to get the extra point. The Wild now have a 4-game point streak and produce 31-27-7, while Predators now have a 12-game point streak, even though they lost in overtime, and dropped to 37-25-4. So that's interesting news there. But thanks to this OT winner here from Matt Boldy, that was a fantastic winner, and the Wild were able to come away with a huge victory. So very good stuff there for the Wild. Boldy, like we said, OT winner, had a 3-point goal and 2 assists. Kaprizov had a goal and 8 assists. Eriksson had 2 assists, and Hartman and Brodin also scored for a Wild in the win, while Jankowski had a goal and 8 assists, and Evangelista and O'Reilly also scored for the Predators in the OT loss. So not a great game there for the Predators. Definitely they want to have back, but it was a really close, interesting game between those two teams. Then the second half of back-to-back, after getting creamed by the Florida Panthers, the Flames will lose again, and once again in embarrassing fashion, dropping it to the Carolina Hurricanes 7-2. Carolina jumped out to a 4-0 lead and did win 7-2, as the Hurricanes are now on 3 of straight and 5 of 6, and proved to 39-19-6, while the Flames have now lost 3 of 4 and dropped to 31-28-5. So not great stuff there for Calgary. For the Hurricanes, Teravainen, Aho, and Svechnikov all had a 3-point goal and 2 assists. Jarvis and Chatfield both had a goal and 8 assists. Stalin and Kotkaniemi both had 2 assists. And Burns and Martinook also scored for the Carolina Hurricanes in the win. While for the Flames, Sharangovich and Hunt were 2 goal scorers in the loss. So not great game there from the Flames. Definitely one the Flames want to have back. It was an embarrassing game and they fell really hard against the Carolina Hurricanes. So not great in there from the Calgary. Then the Chicago Blackhawks were able to overcome a 2-goal deficit early on in the game and beat the Arizona Coyotes 7-4, as they have now won 2 of 3 and improved to 17-43-5. Well, the Coyotes have lost 17 of 20 and dropped to 26-34-5. So good there for Arizona. Seth Jones had 4 assists tonight. Blacko had his first career NHL hat trick, and Connor Bedard both had 3-point. Bedard had 2 goals and 8 assists. Donato had a goal and 8 assists. Tyler Johnson also scored for the Blackhawks in the win, while Nick Schmaltz had a 3-point goal and 2 assists. Keller scored twice. Hayden had 2 assists, and Gunther also scored for the Coyotes in the loss. So not agreeing there from the Coyotes. They were doing really good early on, but they wound up losing their touch. So not agreeing there from the Coyotes. And then the nightcap game, the Islanders would come out and steamroll Anaheim Ducks 6-1. As at that point in time, they had won 6 straight and improved to 29-20-14. And points-wise, they were back into the playoffs. Well, the Ducks had lost 3 of 4 and dropped to 23-38-3. So not great stuff there. For the Islanders, Horvat and Nelson both had a goal and 8 assists. Barzal had 2 assists, and Clutterbuck, Engvall, Palmieri, and Zizekas also scored for the Islanders in the win. While for the Ducks, Killorn was the lone goal scorer in the loss. Not right in there for the Ducks, and definitely it was an embarrassing game they wanted to have back. So impressive win there for the Islanders. Those were 5 games that happened over on Sunday. Going over to the 4 games that happened over on Monday, the Blues jump out to a 4-0 lead and beat the Boston Bruins 5-1 as they have ended their 3-game losing streak, and they improved to 33-29-3. So a very good win there for the St. Louis Blues. Kapanen had 3-point goal and 2 assists. Hayes and Saad both had a goal and an assist, and Toropchenko and Thomas both also scored for the Blues in the win, while Pastrnak was a lone goal scorer for the Bruins in the loss as they fall to 38-14-5 on the season and had their 4-game point streak end. So not great in there from the Bruins. Then in a battle of New York, we saw the New York Rangers jump out to a 2-goal lead and beat the New Jersey Devils 3-1. As they have a point in 4 of their last 5 games and improved to 42-18-4, while the Devils have lost 5 of 6 and fall to 31-30-4. So not great stuff there for New Jersey. For the Rangers, Rishi had 2 assists, and Trocheck, Savancha, and Gustafsson were 3-goal scorers for Rangers in the win, while Nemec was a lone goal scorer for Devils in the loss. So not great in there for the Devils. That was a game they much needed to win, and they wound up losing. So not great stuff there for New Jersey. There's that Winnipeg Jets first period lead and held on to beat the Washington Capitals 3-0, as they have won 4 of 6 and improved to 41-18-5, while the Capitals have fallen to 30-24-9. So great stuff there for Washington. Pionk, Connor, and Iafallo were 3-goal scorers, and Hellebuyck stopped all 23 shots they faced for Jets in the shutout and the victory. So very good win there for Hellebuyck and Winnipeg, getting the win over the Washington Capitals. And lastly, the LA Kings will break a scoreless tie against New York Islanders thanks to this goal here from Adrian Kempe. Very fantastic goal. And remember, all clips occur at Sportsnet. And it will give the Kings a 1-0 lead. That's all they needed. They were able to shut out the Islanders 3-0, as they have won 4 of 6 and improved to 33-20-11, while the Islanders dropped to 29-21-14 and their 6-game winning streak ends. So not going to get in there from the Islanders. Moore had a goal and an assist. Kempe and Eno both also scored, and Riddick stopped all 23 shots he faced in a shutout and the victory for the LA Kings. So very good and huge win there for the LA Kings as they get a much needed victory. So impressive win there. Next, going over to a quick look at the game preview here for the next couple of days. There are 10 games that happen later today on Tuesday, and there are 4 games that happen over on Wednesday. So we'll get to all of those here. So first, at 4 p.m. Pacific time today, there are 5 games, including the top 2 teams in the Metro playing each other. That's the Rangers take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Both teams looking for a huge win. The Detroit Red Wings look to end this losing streak they're on, taking on a Buffalo Sabres team is looking to narrow a gap between them and the Red Wings for the last playoff spots. 2 of the lowest teams in the Eastern Conference play each other as the Blue Jackets take on the Canadiens. One of the lowest teams in the South, the Sharks, could be eliminated after today, taking on a Philadelphia Flyers team is looking to keep ahead of the Islanders for the 3rd spot in the Metro. The Pittsburgh Penguins look to end this sour streak they're on right now, taking on the Ottawa Senators team trying to get out of the basement of the Eastern Conference. All those games start at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Then at 5 p.m. Pacific time, you have 2 games, including the Florida Panthers looking to keep ahead of all the other teams in the league, taking on the Dallas Stars looking to keep ahead of the Jets and the Avalanche. You have the Arizona Coyotes look to end this sour stretch that they've been on the past couple of months, taking on a Wild team who's trying to improve in the standings. Then at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, the Ducks take on the Blackhawks, 2 of the lowest teams in the West, both looking for a loss to try and improve their draft odds. Then at 6 p.m. Pacific time, the Avalanche take on the Calgary Flames. Flames looking to keep their playoff hopes alive and close in on a playoff spot, taking on an Avalanche team who's trying to keep pace with Dallas and Winnipeg for a playoff spot. And then at 7 p.m. Pacific time, you have the Golden Knights take on the Seattle Kraken. Vegas trying to keep ahead of teams like Seattle, Minnesota, St. Louis, and Calgary for the last playoff spot and trying to keep up with LA. While the Seattle Kraken, meanwhile, are trying to keep pace with the Vegas Golden Knights. So there's going to be some interesting games that happen later today. And then tomorrow, there are 4 games on Wednesday. At 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, the St. Louis Blues look to keep pace with their playoff spot, taking on the LA Kings, who are trying to keep ahead of Vegas and keep pace with Nashville. The Nashville Predators look to try and keep ahead and keep pace for first wildcard spot, taking on a Winnipeg Jets team who's trying to keep pace with the Avalanche and the Dallas Stars. Then at 7 p.m. Pacific time, you have the Capitals taking on the Oilers. Washington trying to keep a huge victory to keep pace for a playoff spot, taking on an Oilers team who's trying to keep ahead of the Kings and the Knights. While at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, the Canucks look to try and keep way ahead of the Oilers, Kings, and Knights, taking on a Colorado Avalanche team who's trying to once again keep pace with Dallas and Winnipeg for top spot in the Central Division. So those are going to be some interesting games that happen over the next few days. And lastly here, going over to a quick look at the standings as of today. As of March 12th, 2024, here are the standings. So the Florida Panthers lead the Atlantic Division with 92 points, followed by 91 point Boston and 82 point Toronto. Then you have 88 point New York are leading the Metro, followed by 84 Carolina and 74 point Philly. Then you have 74 point Tampa and 72 point Detroit, the 2 wildcard teams, and they're followed by 72 point NYI, 69 point Washington, 66 point New Jersey, 65 point Buffalo, 64 point Pittsburgh, 58 point Montreal, 54 point Ottawa, and 54 point Columbus. Those are teams that I was looking at right now in the East. Then you look at the Western Conference. You have the Dallas Stars at 89 points, the Winnipeg Jets at 87 points in second, and the Avalanche at 85 points in third in the Central. Then in the Pacific, you have 91 point Vancouver leading it, followed by 81 point Edmonton and 77 point LA. The 2 wildcard teams are 78 point Nashville and 75 point Vegas. And the teams following them are 69 point St. Louis, Columbus, 69-point Minnesota, 67-point Seattle, 67-point Calgary, 57-point Arizona, 49-point Anaheim, 39-point San Jose, and 39-point Chicago. And those are teams that are also looking at right now in the Western Conference. Lots of interesting stuff there. It's interesting to see Vegas now as the second wildcard team. Interesting to see that Edmonton's now only 10 back of the Vancouver Canucks. Interesting to see the top 3 teams in the Central still only separated by 4 points. Interesting to see that the Predators are now ahead of both the Knights and the Kings points-wise. Interesting to see that the Carolina Hurricanes have narrowed the gap in top spot in the Metro to 4 points. Interesting to note that the Flyers, Bolts, and Red Wings lead for the last playoff spots in the Eastern Conference is now narrowed, with the Islanders breathing down their backs and the Capitals not too far out. And interesting to see that Florida's now over past Boston for top spot in the Atlantic. So lots of interesting stuff there, but that's all I'm going to talk about for today. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comment section below. Did any of the games over the past couple of days excite you? Any of the games on Sunday, any of the games on Monday, were any of them intriguing to you? Are you looking forward to any of the games that happen later today on Tuesday, happen over on Wednesday? Are you looking forward to any of those games? And what do you think about the standings? Are you surprised at anything in the standings as of right now? Definitely love to hear your guys' thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. That's what I'm going to talk about for today. Remember to like this video, and if you'd like to subscribe down below. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to do this without you guys. So thanks for all your support. Thanks for helping me with my trade deadline live video. If you haven't already, go check it out. I suggest you do. Don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section below discussing all that we're discussing in today's video. Also a blog talking about news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that. I'll leave a link to that down in the description below. Don't forget to check that out. And I can't wait to see you guys all for next video. See you guys soon.